Testing, hot outbound call. 1, 2, 3, 4. You on the air?
Are you ready?
Make the approach. Plant your feet firmly in the ground. Head down. Eyes on the ball. Relax. That's it. Get your left arm straight. Your right arm straight. Relax. Lower your right shoulder. Go!
The Honeymooners Podcast, the only podcast that is all about the greatest show of all time. With the stars, Joe Conti and Louis Fatts.
Welcome, fellow raccoons and members of the Women's Auxiliary. What's happening, all you Hurricanes, Bensonhurst Bombers, and all you Sam Wiggums of the world? You're listening to the Honeymooners Podcast with me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fatts.
This shouldn't take very long. This will is quite short, and there's no question as to its legality, so I shall skip the technicality and get right down to the bequest.
Skip
the technicality.
Dusty out in that hall. The only discussion, we can't even get through the intro without doing bits. Okay. The only discussion-based podcast, all about the greatest show of all time. We record in the Non-Productive Studios at 328 Chauncey Street in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcast. And if you're on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating and leave a positive review because we read them on the air.
Yeah.
Our home base, if you don't listen to podcasts, if you don't subscribe, just go to Non-Productive.com/honeymooners, and we have all of the episodes right there for you to listen to and binge. Don't forget to like our Honeymooners Podcast Facebook page, and we're also on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. And if you want to leave a voicemail, call 240-442-2635, and we'll listen to the voicemail, and we'll play them on the air.
Yeah.
As long as you're not, as long as you're good, clean fun. And
right.
Don't
and
forget,
don't run an hour and a half.
yeah.
Be there in an hour
Jump
and
on a subway, be there in an hour and a half. And if you want to go the old school and email us, do it at
bangzoom1956@gmail.
And what's happening, Lou?
Hey, Joe, number 70.
Yes, number 70.
Got some old timers here. 3 old timers.
Okay.
Art Donovan.
I remember that guy. I always watch him in the old. The NFL when they would talk, and they would interview him.
Yes,
he was a maniac.
He was a character, a real character, native New Yorker. I think it was from the Bronx. Sam Huff from the Giants and Ernie Stoutner.
Was Sam Huff a quarterback?
No, middle linebacker.
Really? Who am I thinking of?
I'm
thinking of the from the 50s, the quarterback.
Y.A. Tittle.
Yeah, Y.A. Tittle.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, Tittle, Huff, they sound alike.
And Sam Huff, he played
middle linebacker for the Giants. Then he was traded to the Skins. He funny story with him. He was drafted in 1956. He left camp because he was unsure whether he wanted to play or not.
Okay.
Lombardi, who was an assistant coach with the Giants,
right,
grabbed him and brought him back.
Oh, really?
And listen to this too. Tom Landry, who was also on the staff,
he was on that staff too.
He came up with a 4-3 defense, and they put Huff in the middle.
Oh, wow.
And that's what saved Huff's career, went on to Hall of Fame career. Is that amazing how things happen?
It is crazy, especially when things are in its infancy.
Yeah. And
then you see something that evolves into something of the norm.
Yeah.
Like our show, the wacky neighbor who becomes the norm of all sitcoms. Yep. I don't mean norm.
Yeah, not
cheers,
norm. Yeah, not
but
cheers.
It's normal to have that sidekick.
Mm-hmm.
The Kramers.
Yep.
Those type of characters because of
so that's what happened. Just imagine having Lombardi and Landry on your coaching staff.
Oh my God!
Then Donovan, actually, him and Donovan, Sam Huff and Donovan played in that famous 1958 championship game. That actually made the NFL.
They said that
game made the NFL. It was viewed by 40 million people, and it was overtime and whatever.
And then
happened, and it just.
But what's his name ran it in? Is that the one where? The quarterback snuck it in, or is that
that's Bart Starr. You're talking about the Bart Starr game. That's the Packers. And
that's the Ice Bowl or whatever.
Yeah, that's the Packers Cowboys. That was Bart Starr. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
this one was the running back who ran it in.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, but that was the 58 championship, right?
Yep, that was it.
I remember that.
That was it. So Huff and Donovan both played in that game.
Wow. And both
270s.
number 70s.
Both number 70s.
Very nice.
Okay. All right,
Very
so that's
nice.
it for that.
And so, what do we do? First of all, we have to
We skip the technicalities.
Skip the technicalities and get right into the program. But first, we want to mention that our great and one and only sponsor, SilkCityHotSauce.com. Go to Silk City Hot Sauce. It's our pal, Jeff Kingfish Levinsky's.
Yeah.
Great homemade hot sauce because it's homemade, Lou.
Can't hurt you, pal.
Can't hurt you, pal.
Actually says can't harm you, pal.
Can't harm you,
We've
pal.
been saying hurt. It's actually harm.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm surprised somebody
I
didn't.
mean, I probably didn't pick up on that.
Woo! Destroy us, right, for saying it. But listen, go to SilkCityHotSauce.com and get yourself some great hot sauce. Then, when you go to purchase it, and the coupon code, there'll be a coupon code, I think in the right-hand corner, put RX. And when you put RX in there, you get a 15% off discount, and you get a free bottle of cherry sriracha, and that lets them know that you got it because of us.
Because of us.
And it helps us out.
It helps us out, too.
It does.
It does.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it'll help us. We're going to be getting T-shirts
Yeah.
very soon. So
Well, it's
that's
help, yeah.
Yes.
Every little bit helps.
Yes. A little bit helps. So, Lou, number 70.
Yeah.
69 was a fun
Oh,
episode.
69 was fun.
It was a
Oh,
good
man,
time.
was that fun.
But we want to go right into, because we're going to go back into episode 69 for a minute.
Yeah.
Because we have a little addition to the episode. And it was because, and you know what? This really isn't that, but I'm going to play it anyway, just because we get to. It's a, flub of the week.
And now, the Honeymooners podcast presents
It's not in the top hand drawer.
the Flub of the Week.
All right. Now, this is not a flub of the week.
No. But,
Okay?
But we just like this song.
But we like this. But it was from a flub,
Yes.
sort of a flub, ad lib. We weren't sure, right? No, it was a flub.
No, it's
Last
definitely
week.
a flub.
It was from a flub last week.
It's the, what would you say? It's the response to the flub that we're
right.
going to point
What
out
word?
this week.
Yes, we're going to point out this week. Because last week the flub was in Please Leave the Premises when Ralph says, yes, we're going to fix us something to eat, and this is going to make us, instead of saying this is going to make us feel better. This is going to make us fix better, right? And I'll play it real quick, and then we'll tell you what we're doing.
Where are you going, Norton? Your first sergeant is going over the hill.
Going over the hill.
Going nowhere. I'm starved. I haven't had a decent meal in 3 days. If you're hungry, there's nothing to worry about. Alice will fix us something to eat. Fix us something to eat.
Sure, I'll fix you some supper.
Put those chairs down.
I'll fix it right away,
As soon as we eat,
Ralph.
we'll fix much better.
Yeah. You'll feel very good after something to eat. You've got fingers in your gloves. Fix the silver.
How'd you like some fingers in your nose?
Oh, wow, we had to play that because it's just such a great line. And that was our ad lib or not ad lib last week. Yeah. But the thing is that the flub was we'll get fixed up right. We'll fix
better after we eat.
We'll fix better after we eat. He was supposed to say we'll feel much
better after we eat.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Alice, Audrey Meadows goes out of her way to say, you'll feel much better after you have, like she was correcting him. Or at least reiterating what he should have said for the audience. Yep. And that it goes to the perfectionist that was Audrey Meadows. The great Audrey Meadows. Yeah. So she was just great to go.
Just emphasize that feel.
Yes.
You know, I guess give some to the audience. I guess the audience probably didn't even hear fix.
Right.
They probably heard in their brain feel.
Right.
You know, because that's the way our brains work.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but it was just great to hear Audrey Meadows do this great thing
this
where
follow up of that really and just trying to fix.
It's all about fixing on this show. So that was just our little thing. We wanted to go into that just from last week. So now we're going to get into the stuff for this week. And the first one is going to be, I hate looking for these things, but it is, here we go.
There.
Recognize that song?
And now, from the observation deck overlooking the Johnson Building at 328 Chauncey Street,
The Honeymooners podcast presents Louie's Observations. Yes. My pal Joey Image doing that.
Good job, Joey.
And a very familiar song, Lou.
I heard this once or twice.
I think so, yeah. Is it like
song in two notes?
Is it Cardi B?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Cardi B, right?
Yep.
Yeah, sure it is. Okay. So, this is a Louie's observation, but it's actually it's kind of mine. But we're gonna go, and it's from The Sleepwalker.
Yeah.
And this is after they.
No, what are you doing?
Right?
No, the
No?
observations from Brother Ralph.
No, we have two.
Oh, two observations.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
No, we got more. We got many observations today.
Doing
Yes.
double observations.
So, our observations from Sleepwalker.
Sleepwalker.
And
Okay,
this
now I
is
know where you're going.
after Norton gets the dog. They
Yes, yeah, they get the dog. And
right. And then Ralph is like, this is great. 12 o'clock's all's well. And here we go.
Well,
Well, 12 o'clock and all is well. I guess that little scheme of mine about getting him the dog worked out.
oh, I hope so, Ralph.
You hope so. You sound just like that psychiatrist. The truth was right in front of his nose. Right in front of his nose, and he couldn't tell it.
Oof, was right in front of
You know what he wanted to do? He wanted to study Norton for 3 months. 3 months he wanted to hang around Norton. You know what would have happened to the doctor if he had hung around Norton for 3 months? He would have been going, Lulu, Lulu. 3 months.
Alice, I gotta go down the groceries for some eggs. I just had to stop by and tell you. Ralph, that was a wonderful idea you had. Norton sleeping like a baby with Lulu the second cradled in his arms.
Well, I told you, Alice. You know I should have never been a bus driver. I should have been a doctor.
And it's such a cute dog, Ralph. Ed just loves it.
Yeah.
I gotta go for the eggs, but thanks again, Ralph. Good night, Alice.
Okay.
Good night, Trix.
You know, she's not a bad lady.
She's not a bad
She's not a
lady.
bad
Okay.
lady. I get
well,
no.
first of all, we have a couple things we want to talk about with this. First of all, Trixie comes down. It's midnight. Right? 12 o'clock. It's all's well.
All's well.
Norton is sleeping like a baby. Trixie comes down. She's like, listen, I got to go get some eggs. Wait a minute. It's 1955. Where are you going? There's no 7-Eleven.
Is there like a live chicken in there in the neighborhood that's laying eggs?
There's no bodega.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going?
Open.
I know.
Maybe
Where is
maybe a newsstand. That would probably be about it. I don't think
why-
they sell eggs at a newsstand. I mean,
And why did she could have came down and said, hey, listen, he's sleeping like a baby. I'm just so excited. I'm going to go back up and go to sleep. But I just want to come down and say thank you. Why did they have to say she's going to the store?
probably Krause's.
I think something funny's going on.
there, Mr.
All right?
Krause, the Krause's younger son.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He might have been calling her lover lips.
Little lover lips by now. It's past sweetie pie.
Yeah. So that was that's my first little observation. But while we were listening to it, while we were recording this clip, we noticed that Ralph, after she says, oh, Ralph, that was such a great thing. And it was. It was a great idea.
Great idea.
His scheme gets the
called
dog.
it a scheme.
He called it a scheme.
Which
Right?
For him, everything's a scheme.
Right. Everything's a scheme with him. But she leaves, and she has such nice things to say about Ralph. And what does Ralph say? I got to tell you, she's a really good lady.
She's not a bad lady.
She's not a bad lady. Not a bad lady?
Look at this.
This is your best friend's wife.
that you've known for 15 years.
15 years. 15 years. I just thought it was funny. And that just goes to the ego that Ralph
I
had.
was going to say that.
It's the ego that Ralph had because now he's like almost talking about her almost like he doesn't even know her.
Yeah.
But complimenting her.
Yeah, like,
Because she said it was a great idea.
It's a great idea. So he should have been a doctor.
Yeah,
You know,
yes.
Because it's a great idea.
It's great how he says, I should have been a doctor.
a doctor.
It is great how he does that.
It's
he
great.
turns a little regal at that moment.
Yeah, because she did play to his ego. Not
Right.
that she's doing this intentionally. She's just making a statement.
Of
It
course.
worked. Hey, Ralph, that worked.
That was great.
And that's all you got to swell his head. He just, he just went with it.
He sure did.
It's not a bad lady. Not a bad dame.
Not a bad. Yeah, she ain't a bad broad, I got to tell you. Like he doesn't even know who she is.
That tomato upstairs, not a bad dame.
tomato upstairs. Dusty
Dusty
on that hall.
Thank you.
Oh, man. But, yeah, so that was our little thing. I just thought it was great to just watch Ralph's ego blow up so quickly. And just the fact that he spoke about Trixie like he doesn't even know her.
Yeah, like talking at a stranger.
Like she was a Girl Scout cookie that just sold him cookies. Yeah, she was a good lady over there. It's just very strange.
I'll take some dosey-dos.
And I'll take does and dosey-dos. All right. So the next thing we want to do. We don't have an intro for it or anything yet. This is a brainchild from Louie.
Yeah, Joe's going to have to explain this.
I'm explaining it, but it kind of happened from last week.
Yeah, just out of the blue.
Out of the blue. Because we were doing our second one and done character, right? And last week's character was Ken Lynch.
Yes.
And Ken Lynch, of course, is the detective in Trapped. You know, like, hey, thanks for nothing.
Now everybody knows that line. If we say
Everybody
Ken
knows
Lynch,
that.
you may not
You
know.
may not know, but everybody
once
knows.
We say thanks for nothing.
For nothing.
That's everybody knows who that guy is.
Everybody knows Ken Lynch. So, and while we were talking about Ken Lynch, we were having a little fun. And somehow I said, he never, I think what it was is we were talking about him playing all these different characters. And it was always either a cop or a bad guy. And I think we said something like he was never a Latin lover.
Then
Louis went off on him
being
as Carlos Sanchez. So we decided we'll give it a little dry run here. We're going to see how it goes.
See if you like it or you don't like it.
And we'll see what kind of a name we can come up with. But we figured we would do Ken Lynch as another character from the show.
So,
and
this week's character
is
Ken Lynch as Wallace.
And Wallace, of course, is George Burns' son,
Ronnie
Burns, who's got the big W
on him. He's like super atomic passion.
Yeah, super
he's
atomic.
He's like
Ken
the hep kid. Ken Lynch as Wallace. Hey, I'm here to pick up Judy. She ready? What magazines? What the hell are you talking about magazines? I'm here for the broad downstairs.
Hey, what do you mean? I got a hot rod. I got a percolating downstairs.
Ready to percolate, and I'm double parked.
Man, what do you mean bakery? She isn't. She's not a cake. She's a chick. What are you, crazy? She's a chick. She's Ken Lynch as Wallace is just great. Hey,
coming in with that stupid hat on.
With the hat on,
and the
yeah.
W, with the
big W on it.
W
for Wallace. Right? Scoodle wah.
Oh, that's too much.
Oh, I'm here for Judy. Is Judy here?
Yeah, Judy here.
Oh, Wallace, yes. It's my, what does he say to her? Wear her pin?
Tonight's going to wear my badge. Give her my badge. NYPD detective.
Hey, I got my patrol car downstairs.
Ryan, I'm ready to percolate.
That would be so funny.
This is funny.
Ken Lynch.
We like it, so this is staying.
Yeah, this is staying. We're going to be doing this for a while. If anybody has any ideas on what we can call this,
help us
but
out.
it'll just be Ken Lynch doing all these different characters. Yeah. That is funny, Lou. That to me, home run.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's 30 seconds, a minute, or 5 minutes. It's staying.
We're gonna we'll get a Swanee River intro for it.
Just
Swanee River intro for Ken Lynch.
Maybe we'll find a Swanee River that's kind of like a jazzy.
Yeah, a little jazzy. Oh, they got them.
Okay,
there's on there.
We'll have to
I'll
do a
get one.
jazzy
Yeah.
river that. Yeah, that'll be a little bit more towards the liking of a Ken Lynch character.
Ken Lynch character.
Yeah. That is fantastic.
We're going to the crazy house. A bop dance contest.
She's a chick. What do you mean?
Ain't no cake. What the hell?
Yeah, thanks, Judy, for nothing. Oh my God, that is funny, dude. That is funny. All right. Oh, I'm actually my head hurts a little bit.
God.
I think I'm going to get one of those headache powders.
Headache powders from Mrs. Monicati.
Yes, from Mrs. Manicotti. All right. Now, we're going to go into another's Louis' observation, but this one we're going to have, again, it's a scene we're going to have a little bit fun with.
Yeah.
And this one is from my favorite.
Joe's favorite.
I think it's in my top three. Easily.
Joe's top 3.
Brother Ralph.
Brother Ralph.
You know, I mean,
Joe
you can't go with Brother Ralph.
Joe loves it.
I just love everything about it. You know, him being the housewife and you know, when she's like, who's going to do the housewife around here? Guess.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, no.
No, sir.
Sir. Not
sir.
me.
Not me. You know, then the character of Tony Amico.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is great.
And Norton, when he rips up
the Trixie's application.
And then he slaps it, where he slaps it down.
Yep.
He slaps paper that's in the air.
And he slaps it down.
It's just great.
Yep.
So we're going to play this clip, and then Louis has an observation, and we're going to have a little fun with this. Here we go.
Oh, that feels good. What are we having for supper, Ralph?
Oh, yeah. Well, this is when she comes home from work, obviously. From her job.
From her job with Mr. Amico.
And Ralph he's got dinner ready for her. And here we go.
Oh, that feels good. What are we having for supper, Ralph?
Oh, I made some spaghetti, lima beans, mashed potatoes, and hot dogs.
Oh, no, Ralph, not hot dogs again.
Wait, can I just hold on one second? Out of all of that, the only thing she can say is...
I just wrote that down.
Not hot dogs?
So spaghetti, lima beans, and mashed potatoes would have been okay?
Would have been okay. We're going to have we're going to overload on carbs for dinner. Our protein, the protein in our meal is a hot dog.
It's a hot dog.
All right, I'm sorry. I just realized that.
Get a little fiber from the lima beans.
A little bit. Here we go. Spaghetti, mashed potatoes, lima beans, and hot dogs. The greatest meal ever.
What do you mean? No, not hot dogs again.
Nothing, Ralph, except this is only the third time in a week that we've had them.
Are you complaining, Alice? Is that what you're doing, complaining? I suppose you'd like to have a nice, big, thick steak.
Well, now that you mention it, I would like a nice, big, thick steak.
How do you expect me to get it on the money you give me to run this house?
Oh, never mind, Ralph, forget it.
I don't want to forget it. Sure, it's easy for you to come home, crack, make criticisms about the food. Sure. But I've been slaving over a hot stove all day.
All right, Ralph, I'm sorry. Let's not argue. I'm too tired.
You're tired.
You're
tired. Well, what do you think I am? You've been sitting behind a nice typewriter all day. I've been scrubbing the floors, mopping everything, cleaning up, washing, cooking.
Listen, Ralph, I said I was sorry. Now, would you please hurry up and get supper on the table? I gotta go in and change my clothes. I have to go back to work tonight.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you're going to work? We're supposed to be going to the movies.
I know, Ralph, but I can't help it.
But I've had my heart set on going to movies all day.
Oh, Ralph, what can I do about it? This is their busy time. I gotta make out their inventory sheet.
What do I care for their inventory sheet? I want to go to the movies. Sure. It's all right for you. You've been out all day. I've been cooped up here with nothing to look at but these 4 walls.
Ralph, will you please be reasonable about this? I have to go back to work. Now, I haven't got much time, so please hurry up with supper. Tony's picking me up, and he'll be here any minute.
Okay. All right. We're going to stop right there.
Yep.
Because that's another episode.
It is. That's a whole
other episode of Ralph's jealousy and all that. But, Louis, go with your observation.
We'll start with my observation, and Joe's going to pick it up with his. All right, here's the observation.
I think I know what the observation is.
It's got to do with clothes. Alice says, I got to go in and change my clothes. What are you going to change your clothes for?
I know.
Norton don't even change his clothes. He goes to work in a sewer, comes home with the same clothes on. You just went to work, and you're going back to work.
And you were in front of a nice typewriter.
Yes, in front of a nice typewriter. Nice typewriter all day. As opposed to being in front of a hot stove.
Yeah.
So he's got the he's got to go, what are you going to change your clothes for? No reason. And if you look, Ralph is actually wearing his bus driver clothes.
He's got like
that's the bus driver tie,
the bus driver,
the bus driver pants, and the bus driver shirt.
Right.
Now, he hasn't been working. Why would you?
Because he probably thinks if they call me, I can just throw my jacket on and hurry down there and get on the first ship.
An hour and a half. But think about it. She's changing her clothes. Ralph's wearing his bus driver clothes. Like, why? Ralph, did you wear something a little bit more like casual? You're doing housework.
Yes.
Supposedly, or you're doing all day.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're cooking spaghetti, lima beans.
He's got
mashed
nice
potatoes.
shoes on.
Everything. He's got basically his bus driver uniform on.
They said something about Gleason never liked to wear anything short sleeve.
No. The closest we came, Joe, is when he rolled up his sleeves, and that's only rolled up over the wrist in Oh My Aching Back. That is the only time you'll ever see his arm.
Right. And I don't know what the deal was.
I
Maybe
don't know.
He probably just wanted to be
He was.
professional.
They said he was a meticulous dresser.
Right.
So I mean, I guess that carried over a little because he was always either wearing the bus driver suit
Right.
or a regular suit.
Or a
they
suit,
wore
yeah.
suits to do everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm saying, like, is he wearing his bus driver's clothes? Like, why? You're laid off.
Yeah, exactly.
And her changing her clothes.
Right. All she had to do was say, look, I got to go in there, freshen up.
Freshen up a little bit.
And then, but I got to go
What
change
they
my
do in those
clothes.
days, they powdered their nose.
Yeah, powder my nose, right.
for Tony.
You got to freshen up.
yeah.
What do you got to freshen up?
Really
What do you got to? You got to fix your get your fingers ready to start typing again. I'm like, that's got to be the observation. Oh, that's great.
She's changing clothes. Norton never changes clothes.
Now,
oh God,
the
All right,
part
now-
of this
yeah,
that
Joe.
I love is it's the role reversal, right?
Yes.
Now, usually in the role reversals, like you mentioned, the Odd Couple,
Couple does the role
they do the
reversal.
role reversal, and they do it to, it's like to show how obnoxious or annoying the one guy
is to the other. And in the Odd Couple, you think it probably would because they're so their characters are so different that the role reversal really works. I mean, Oscar's got a tuxedo on, and he's vacuuming the rug with a tuxedo on. I mean, it was hysterical.
So funny.
It was so funny.
So funny.
Yeah.
But with this, they're doing a role reversal, but it's a natural role reversal.
Yep.
She actually had to go to work.
Yep.
And he had nowhere to go, so he's home.
He's home.
But what I loved about this scene is how the audience picked up on Ralph's
They did.
realism.
Yep.
Like, he wasn't doing it where he was being over the top because, hey, I'm doing that because that's the way my wife was and I'm showing her.
Right.
He was really, really upset that he couldn't go to the movies. He was like really wanted to. I'm stuck with these four walls.
So you say that it's like he didn't make himself a woman.
No.
Like change his voice to a womanly. No, he just took the character and he just put himself to it. And that was it. That's what made that role reversal work.
Right. The
was
character, Ralph Cramden, was truly upset.
Yes.
That first of all, that she didn't like his
meal.
Hey, well, how are you going to get me to, how are we going to have a steak with the money you bring me?
home? Yeah,
right?
And she's yelling, $62 a year salary couldn't drip out. So that's basically now you're getting that.
Yes.
Him saying to her that she's not bringing home
She's
enough.
not bringing enough, yeah. But it's all done so, it seems so natural.
Yep.
The character is true. Like, he's not saying, I want to go to the movies, like he's being over the top, making fun of her.
Yeah.
He really wants to go to the movies.
He really wanted to go to the movies, and he wanted to go.
He's upset, and he can't go to the movies with her, obviously. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know why he can't just go by himself. But back then, I don't think you probably considered like a weirdo if you went to the movies by yourself.
Yeah.
Unless you were a kid.
Yeah.
But it was just so great.
Yeah.
How he just ate up that he was engrossed in that role.
Yep.
And it was real. Yep. Or at least the character was really, really upset. Like he became that other person. Yeah. And it was just, I loved it.
Oh, it's great.
That's great. It's just wonderful.
He just puts it over great. He knows like when to stop, Joe. He didn't take it over the top.
Because then it would have looked like he was
fake.
Yes, then it would have looked like he was just doing it to imitate her.
That's what I'm saying. He did not imitate. Like the Odd Couple, they were basically imitating each other.
Right.
But that works there too because the characters are so different.
Well, it was done. It was a point they were saying, look, you guys aren't getting along. Switch. This was.
Weren't. They just did it. This is
had
just
to
natural.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he fell into it perfectly.
Yeah.
He became the housewife
He did.
who wanted to go out.
Yeah.
Who was sick of these four walls
the
with
fingers,
his jazz hands. Jazz fingers. I just loved it. That whole. I mean, there isn't. That's one of those episodes. There's not a bad moment in that episode. No. It's my favorite. I love it. All right.
It's a great episode.
So, where are we going to go from here? Lou,
What do we got?
We got trivia.
Oh,
Yeah.
we do. I don't even have a question ready, but
Oh, well, we
I'll
are.
get some.
Yeah, we are. We're over 30 minutes already. So let me get the thing ready while you are getting ready with your trivia.
yeah.
And
I got something. I'll just
you
do
got something?
Off the top of my head.
All right. Here we go.
Probably going to be wrong.
Now, Tom, who is our first guest, please? Our first guest, ready to leap the first hurdle on his way to the $99,000 answer, is our...
Courier from Parsippany, New Jersey, Joe Conti.
Thank you.
It's Joe Conti again.
I got to get
That
some
same guy from
applause.
that same guy from last week.
I got to get some applause for that, and we'll play the applause
Yeah.
afterwards.
We do.
All right. What do we got?
All right, Joe. Me and I have nothing. I have nothing prepared. My sheet is disintegrated. I can't even read off it anymore. How about this? I was watching last night. It was
Okay.
It was on. Bill Davis was on.
Man's Pride?
Yeah, Man's Pride was on. When they're in the colonnade room
Okay.
at the table, when the waiter comes over and says coffee or demi-tasse, what did each one of them have?
Bill Davis had coffee.
Yes.
I think, what's her face? His wife had demi-tasse.
Yes.
Alice had coffee.
I think Alice had demi-tasse.
Did she have demi-tasse? And then
That's
he,
what I'm
of
saying.
course-
I'm ill prepared for this. I'm thinking.
Maybe I think maybe she did say
Yeah,
demi-tasse.
yeah.
And then Ralph, of
Of
course,
course,
said,
that,
no,
but
I'll have neither
he had
one.
neither one of them.
I'll just
He had
have
a small cup of black.
a small cup of black coffee. And you know what's funny? The mystery of Bill Davis's wife, even on one of the Honeymooners Facebook, groups.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the Raccoon Lodge. I think it was another one.
Right.
Somebody was like, who played
Millie.
and nobody seems to know.
No. I caught her on a Lost episode. She was playing.
Oh, really?
I think it's the one where Ralph had the bad tooth. Remember, you do the commercial for
Yes.
Yummy Yum Yum.
Right,
whatever
right,
that
and then he
stupid
took a-
was, and he had the bad
right.
tooth, and he goes to the dentist, and she's the nurse in the dentist's office.
Oh.
And I think, who's the dentist? I think Dr. Seifert was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think he was a dentist.
Nice.
And she played the. That's why I said, "Oh, there's Millie."
And
I think. I've seen. I think all of the Lost episodes. I think that may have been her only.
That might have been
appearance.
it?
Yeah, I'll have to go through them again because I'm really not sure. Maybe
All right.
Bruce will know because he's the Lost episode nut.
yeah, exactly. Well, any of you guys who know, I would like to know because it's been brought up and nobody seems to know who she is.
Yeah.
So if you know who Millie
Yeah,
is,
but she wasn't bad. I mean, she went through her lines like
She
like
did
a
great.
professional, like right through.
she was very pretty.
Yeah, she was like,
You know?
Bill, you better
You
say
better
something.
say
It's
something.
a great line.
It's almost like she was putting on a Chicago accent.
Yeah.
If you think about
Well,
it.
yeah, could have been.
Because they were from.
well, supposedly they lived out there. We,
Right.
we don't know if they did or not.
Right.
That was
You
part
don't
of
know.
his-
Bill was
we don't
such
know
a-
Bill. Yeah,
He was such a pathological liar.
I don't know where he could have lived in Bayonne for all we know. He was a member of the Bayonne Lodge.
Oh,
the Bayonne
goodness.
Raccoons.
He's one of the Bayonne bunch. But no, she was great,
Oh, she's
and
good.
just
Very
never,
good,
nobody seems to know who she is.
No.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's
There's
the,
somebody
and that's the last
of number 39.
39.
Yeah, isn't that weird? It's a TV show, one of the all-time greatest TV shows of all time, one of the most well-known TV shows, and there's somebody who had a main part in a scene, the last scene,
Yeah.
and nobody knows who she is.
She's in there that's right. You just bring that up. She's there in the last
Scene. Yep, absolutely.
Wow. So the 39 starts with Trixie
Yep.
and ends with Millie.
Ends with Millie, yeah, exactly. Well, if anybody does, of course, email us
Yeah, if you
at
find out.
bangzoom at 19. Was it bangzoom?
Bangzoom 1956 at Gmail.
At Gmail. All right. So, who can we thank? Lots of people to thank here. Thanks to Silk City Hot Sauce. Of course, go to silkcityhotsauce.com. Jeff Kingfish Levinsky is the guy. Get yourself some great homemade pal hot sauce, and it can't harm you.
Harm you, yeah.
Harm you.
Can't harm you, pal.
Can't harm you, pal.
Yeah.
And when you go there and you purchase your great hot sauce, you put RX in the coupon code on the checkout and get yourself 15% off of your order and a free bottle of cherry sriracha. Yeah. Who else can we thank? all you guys and girls who listen, we appreciate it. All the ones who email us, comment on Facebook, and some of you special pals, you know who you are. There's so many of you, like Brother Bibbs and Espo and Mark. I mean, I would go. We'd have to do another episode.
Norm
just
and
to
Kevin and everybody.
so many of these
Always,
guys.
people.
They're just they add, and they also just they listen and they add, and they give us great feedback.
Yeah, and they had a lot of them were congratulating us this week on our second anniversary.
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years. Yeah.
Actually, to the day, I think today. Right?
Yesterday was
what's today?
21st.
21st. We're recording this.
20th was our first.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we've been doing this 2 years.
2 years.
Yep. 70 episodes. Yep. Who else can we thank? Oh, the great Facebook group, the Honeymooners Raccoon Lodge, with Joy and Brother Norton as the admins. Go to that group. They're a lot of fun. And then check out my 1 hour comedy CD called Happiness. You can download it anywhere. You get your music or comedy. You can probably listen to it. I actually, one morning, Lou, I listened to it. I haven't listened to it in like 10 years.
Okay.
I wanted to see. It's very difficult to listen to yourself doing comedy.
I can imagine. Yeah.
And I was actually.
I listen to myself on the show, but this isn't comedy.
And I will say, there were some things that I was doing. I'm like, why do I keep saying that? Why am I keep doing this? But I was actually surprised. I was like, wow, this actually isn't bad.
Yeah.
And that's me. And I don't think I do anything good. So it's called Happiness. It's almost an hour of comedy from, I think I recorded in 2011. It's not bad. It's not bad. You know, won't harm you, pal.
Won't harm you, pal.
Oh, the best was Mark, one of our listeners, Mark. I guess he downloaded or bought it or listened to it, and he emailed me, and he said, the Joe Conti in stand-up is nothing like the Joe Conti on the podcast. So that'll just give you a little warning. But that's it. Episode number 70.
Wow.
In the books. Our 2 years here. We thank you so much. And for me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fats, we say we'll see you next time.
E pluribus raccoonum. Night all.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
We'll have to do this again real soon.
How about tomorrow night?
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer, Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit Non-Productive.com.